Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chatting the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for
Jimmy Carr got cancelled too.
His latest special was fucking loose.
I watched about half an hour. It was good.
Did he get? What did you only watch half an hour?
I
Didn't
thought
like
he
it.
could go harder.
Yeah, do you know what? He could have. And he's like a dark comedian.
Yeah. He's gone harder in other.
Fuck yeah, he has.
In other jokes.
And at the end of it, he made a point of going, all right, this is the stuff I call the stuff that'll get me fired. And he had a go, but it was funny, but it wasn't.
It's good. Like what he's doing is he's having a crack. He's having a crack when no one else is having a crack. And I think that's good.
What happened when he got? Because I know he hosts 8 out of 10 Cats and a few like mainstream kind of talk shows and game shows and stuff.
A Holocaust joke.
Yeah,
which always go down pretty well.
Yeah, as you know.
You know, the Jews can take a joke. And he referenced gypsies.
Yeah.
Because they were also killed in the Holocaust and no one ever talks about them.
Yep.
Now, the basic joke was everyone talks about the Jews in the Holocaust, but no one ever talks about the gypsies who were killed. You know, we never think about the positive things that happened. Right? It's a good bit.
That's pretty funny.
And the reason it's a good bit is this. Because he takes you on a journey, and this is where dark humor really works quite well, or any really good joke. You take someone on a journey, and it's like a surprise. It's a twist. You don't see it coming. The jokes that you do see coming aren't good.
No.
It's like if we went on stage and we told the jokes that we just told about that whole the town in the
Jan
Juck, all the puns and shit. Like
that wasn't funny.
You want to see puns? Go to Melbourne and watch an open mic night.
Yeah.
You want to see good humor? Go and see a proper comedian do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Because that's all the good comedians in history don't curtail their jokes just to make people happy.
Anyone who you or I or is successful, like enjoy, not you and I successful, you and I enjoy, or like successful comedians, they push the fucking envelope.
Yeah.
They say fucked up shit.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's not to upset anyone. It's not to hurt people. It's because
it's funny.
I say this when I get on stage to people. I say, this is, you know, I feel attached to you guys. This is how I talk to my friends, the jokes that we make with each other in polite company. It's a good name for a special.
Yeah. Write that down.
That's how we talk to each other, and that's how we react and how we act around each other. So, you know, I'm not going to change who I am just because you might be offended. I am always shocked by people going to comedy shows and then being offended.
What are you doing here?
It's like, this is not for you.
Yeah.
Like this is ridiculous.
Stay at home and get on Twitter.
You fucking whinge and I hate it.
Even like the idea of being like, we had a guest on recently, and like going on about watching YouTube specials and being offended by the language that blokes are using on YouTube specials. I'm like, oh, one, like the fact that you think you being offended is important. Like no one gives a fuck, mate. Like, shut up. There's other stuff going on. The fact that you think you can put your hand up and go, I don't like that, and it's important. You're kidding yourself. No one cares. And I forget where else I was going with that, but like, it's just ridiculous. Like, no one's got anything going on to be upset about. Oh, these blokes are saying this on this YouTube special, and oh, these blokes are using this language, and it's like, go outside.
Yeah. So Joe Rogan.
Bit of strife, Uncle Joe.
It from
Uncle Joe.
Angle, the poor prick.
Well, they've been after him for a while because obviously he's been very vocal.
Well, they go after everyone that goes on the show too.
Of course.
Like anyone that goes on the show and Joe talks about, they go after
discredited.
Well, they try and scare him. They try and scare him into sort of like...
Who's they? Who are we saying when we say they?
We're talking about the left side of the...
MSM.
Of the mainstream, not just the mainstream media though, the mainstream sort of... The viewers, the Twitterers, these type of people.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
Sounds like an absolute fucking cesspit.
You know what's wrong? It's moved to TikTok.
What, the Twitter mob?
Yeah. They're all on TikTok now. So it's just these kids, all these people who still think they're kids, carrying on like fucking idiots, and they're all like, oh, we're gonna save everything. No, that's not the world we live in.
It's symptomatic of...
We've got to protect everyone. Fuck off.
It's symptomatic of people who don't have actual real problems.
They've never had a real job. They've never been in
no
a
real job.
world.
They haven't had a real issue. They need a fucking good whooping. Need a day on a job site with me. I'll give you a fucking problem. People whinging about these things.
I said this the other night on stage. I was like, there's no they, thems on Manus Island.
There's not.
There's not.
There's fucking not. They got real shit to PNG. They got fucking real shit to worry about.
There's cannibals running around.
Exactly.
Man, as soon as you sort of like freak people out and make people concerned about their lives, and not that that's good, but when they're worried about things that are actually happening, they don't give a shit about like political issues or social justice or any of that type of stuff.
Yeah. It's fucking, even with COVID, like, and I'm not going to hammer on COVID, but just we've just been cruising. Everyone's been cruising. And this is like, there's a supply chain issue. So we can't get, and all of a sudden people just panicking because we can't get a little bit of steak or whatever you normally get. You can't do your normal weekly shopping. People are losing their minds. It's like, we're fucking, we got no idea.
Well, it's like the truckers in Canada.
Yeah.
Like they're shutting everything down and people are realizing, hey, if you fuck with the truckers, everything stops.
It's fucking the working man, baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, not so much scaffolders, but
I know, we're all, I tar us all with the same brush. Truckers, scaffolders, we're all brothers.
Same thing.
Brothers.
We bring the groceries to the people. But yeah, without the working class, the world stops. Yeah. You know, and people forget about that.
I heard actually on the way over here that there was a GoFundMe set up because it's in Canada, isn't it? They did
for the truckers, yeah.
Yeah, and then it went missing. It got up to about 9.5 million yen or whatever they use in.
Yeah, I think that's Canada.
The People's Republic of Canada.
It's either yen or
and it got up to
francs.
9.5 million fucking whatever and gone. It's
Canadian dollars, Canadian bacon.
Yeah, maple leaves.
9.5 million maple
and it's
leaves.
gone, and they can't explain. GoFundMe said they won't give it a terrorist organisation, or
They said that.
It's to do with an act of terrorism, or
oh my god!
And they wouldn't give them because the truckers had taken industrial action.
Aren't the truckers political activists?
I don't know.
Well, what's Black Lives Matter? What's the difference between that and that?
Well, it's all perspective, isn't it? Like some people think they're terrorists and extremists.
Who thinks they're terrorists?
I don't know.
Justin Trudeau would think they're terrorists. He's a fucking twat.
He was in blackface once, wasn't he?
Several times. There's photos of him, and he's not just like, okay.
When are we going to? I need a screen. So
I know.
I want Justin Trudeau in blackface.
We
right
need to
there.
get a screen.
Yeah.
How's the furthest you've ever driven for a route?
Fucking very far, actually. Good yarn, this one. Went to, was tuning a girl. She was in Newcastle where we are. She moved to Melbourne, but we stayed in touch. This was 6 weeks ago. And she moved to Melbourne. And obviously I assume Melbourne is just a small, Melbourne's just Melbourne. And she was like, oh, come down and see me. I was like, all right. So I flew down for the weekend to Melbourne, but didn't realise she was in a place called Jan Juc, which is, I think, about 3 or 4 hours south of Melbourne.
They have a great gay club there. It's called Get Fucked at Jan.
Yeah, Jan Suck. Or one where someone fucks your wife. It's called Jan Cuck.
Facebook headquarters are there.
All right, we're pushing our Jan Luck now.
Facebook headquarters are there. Jan Zuck.
Yeah. Ooh, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
they've got an ice hockey team. It's called Jan Puck. A few transgender people there too. Jan Tuck.
Good Chinese joint. Try the Peking Jan Duck. I'm sorry, people are paying for this. We shouldn't be. No. So flew to Melbourne and then got a fucking 5-hour train to the coastal town of Jan Juc. Jan Zuck.
There's actually a few fucking a bit of quicksand there. People get Jan sucked stuck all the time.
Jan stuck. And we had heaps to drink and we got fucking blind and ran a Jan muck. ran a Jan muck.
You're Jan drunk.
Mate, these puns Jan suck. Can you tell it's fucking late on a Friday. The boys are delirious. So that was a fucking a trip.
Yep.
So that was however many kilometers. That's a flight and a train for a pump, and then I was.
That
was it. Yeah.
Wow.
What about you, mate? I don't know in kilometers what that is, but it's a fair way.
The furthest,
and I definitely only went it was the whole purpose of the trip was for a route.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a Jan Guck. You know, the Guck fight. Anyway, don't do it.
We'll just cancel that.
Cancel me now.
Hit eject on that.
The furthest that I've ever gone for sex is only to the Central Coast.
So from here, we're talking an hour.
An hour. But here's the thing. So I matched with this girl on Tinder, and back in the day, and she said to me, "I live on the Central Coast. Do you want to come down?" And I was like 18. I was like, "Fucking yeah, I'll go anywhere.
Go to the ends of the earth.
Go to the ends of the earth
for a bit of pussy.
Somebody touch me." And so she said, "Where do you live?" I said, "Oh, I live in I think I said what's it fucking called? Either Stockton, which is actually further from where I live."
Yeah.
I just sort of lied because I wanted to make it appear that I didn't live that close to her. I said, why don't we meet in the middle?
Oh, and you were going to try and toss up.
Yeah, I said Swansea, and I was living at Jules at the time. So it's like a 10-minute drive.
That's crafty.
So I got there, and this is at like 9:30 at night, and I had to work the next day. So, you know, pretty early I was getting up at like 6 or whatever. I had to start work at 6. And so I pull up, and she's 18. I'm like 19 or 20.
Glad she was 18.
She's 12. No, and I pull up and I flash my lights because I think it's her car. She flashes the lights back.
So you just the whole plan was just meet up and root in the car.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But we didn't even do that.
You're a disgrace.
We didn't even do that.
Just kidding. That's awesome.
So we drove to a park.
This is called dogging in England. People just meeting up and fucking in the park.
In the park.
This is called dogging. Yes.
And I was heaps nervous. And she got out of a car. And she was dead seriously. She looked like Dwayne The Rock Johnson with white face.
She was
she was big. Man.
You know when big blokes, when you're playing footy, there's big tall guys, you refer to them as a legs tackle because you can't go up around the footy because you'll get bumped off.
Man, she would have bumped anyone off.
Big girls, we call them legs tackles.
I found out
she was a legs tackle, as you'd say.
I found out later on that she was actually.
You can't go high on her; you'll get bumped.
You got bummed off by the big Norks. I found out later on she was actually an MMA fighter.
So she could, yeah, right.
She was a beast.
Our dear producer Lordy was indulging me in a story of his sexual escapades the other week. Obviously, I don't have to name names and where it was, but he got. Can I repeat this, Lordy? Or yeah, we're live. He got cheese grated. A lady fellaced him. He got a bit of oral sex, but it was a bit much of the Barry Beath involved, the teeth, and took the end off his penis. He was cheese grated. Still recovering.
Well,
so
our mate Morgan, who you know very well, I don't know if Lordy's ever met.
Oh, Morgan had a cracking doodle injury.
He was getting a hand job.
Oh,
and he fractured his banjo string, the string on the front of the dick.
I've split my banjo string.
Really? I've split it.
Excruciating.
I've split, not yours, but I've split mine. Not in half, but Morgan split his in half. It broke.
Oh,
so now he doesn't have one.
And when you got because you're erect, you bleed like a stuck pig. Like it just fucking claret everywhere. Yeah. It's a horrific. Like looks like
he called the ambulance.
American Psycho. Yeah. He
called the ambulance and they turned up and all that type of stuff.
And then didn't the ambulance driver end up being?
No, that was a joke he told on stage.
Oh, he told me like it was actually a thing.
I think he's just trying to own it.
Oh, great yarn.
But he had a real bad cock injury.
Yeah, doodle injuries are scary. You can break your dick.
Have you ever freaked out about STDs?
Yeah.
I did once. You know what I did? I went home and I washed my penis in Listerine. I washed my cock in Listerine. In the shower, just washing it in Listerine.
We should give your breath a bit of Listerine. You stink.
I was scared because I went, bareback.
Yeah, of course.
Bareback Butterfield. And I was a bit dubious. And, I
remember remember the first mate that was rooting before, like the first one of your mates, the cool, and he started fucking before everyone. And it was me mate, I think his name was Dill, way back when, and him and his girlfriend had just started having sex, and he was telling us that he'd used Glad Wrap as a condom. Because they had no...
Isn't that an old wives' tale?
Well, he had no condoms and they wanted to be safe.
Yeah.
And he used Glad Wrap as a condom.
I've heard the old Milky Way wrapper.
Yeah.
That one, apparently the Mars bar wrapper.
What about... So... We've spoken before. When I used to live in Ireland, the Sheilas over there insist on you wearing 2 condoms.
2?
To be sure.
So this is something that straight men talk about a lot, is like how many chicks they could handle at one go. How many do you reckon you could handle in one go?
I'm flat out with one. I'm barely sexually potent enough to satisfy one woman at a time.
I reckon if I had 2, I'd have a panic attack.
Oh.
Start pointing around.
It's like it's every bloke's fantasy. He's like, whoa, 2 chicks. It's like, what? Like, okay,
what are you going to do?
Okay, stud.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do with 2 chicks? You're going to ball one with your shit personality and disappoint one with your shit cock.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. It sounds good in theory, but
gay dudes, they could have just fucking dicks going off, like
some kind of human centipede style setup.
Like a chef in the kitchen just fucking tossing pans.
Like just a conga line.
Conga line of cock. You could have a
Literally,
conga line.
just a big nude, like erect conga line, just bumper to bumper traffic.
That's the thing. That's the thing about gay guys is they've just got the best sex lives because they're fucking men.
Another interesting thought I had too. I think I was talking to a mate of mine about this the other day, and because another thing blokes talk about when they get together is how much easier our lives would be if we were gay. Because like obviously, just girls can be very annoying sometimes.
No.
Fucking oath. It was just like, imagine if you were just gay with like one of your boys, and just like come home from like a big day and like just kick your shoes off and put the footy on and then just tug each other off real quickly, and you could like double your wardrobe as well. Like if you were going out with a bloke that's like the same size as you, you could potentially like not have to worry about your clothes. You just wear each other's shit all the time. I think it'd be sick.
So if we were gay,
You and I,
me and you,
yeah.
how would you feel about after a big day's work coming home, knowing that I've been at home writing videos all day like some idiot?
Yeah, well, that's how you're the breadwinner here, mate.
And it's true.
Yeah.
You might own a company, but I am the company.
Yeah.
And I want a hand job.
Mm.
What do you feel like after a big day?
Well, you know well and truly, this is a topic of conversation on this podcast. My hands are fucked. They're full of
Mine
calluses and
aren't nice
dirt.
either.
Yours are looking pretty ordinary as well. Do you want a hand job from these things?
I mean, I've been pretty desperate in my life, but I don't think I'd.
No. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let me have a shower and something to eat and a coffee, and I'll get into it.
Well, for the Patreon people, we're gonna find out later on if Louis can jerk me off.
OnlyFans.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but man's keep walking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am on tour right now. Live comedy is back. I'm going across the country and New Zealand in 2022, and I want to see you there. I want to make you laugh. I want to make you smile, and I want to offend you. Head to isaacbutterfield.com/tickets right now, okay? That's where you need to go get your tickets. They are selling out fast. Live stand-up comedy is back. The Buttsman is back, and I am absolutely pumped to come to your part of the world.